The government plays a critical role in India, particularly when it comes to delivering services to citizens. Given historically the way that the economy has evolved and developed in India, there has been a large percentage of individuals, families that have been below the poverty line. And therefore, the role that the government has to play in an economy where there is still significant inequality is one where it comes to greater strength of provision and service delivery. The government's role then becomes really a provider of strong service delivery so that equality and equity in the economy can actually be much stronger. The second is to then not only provide that level of service, but also to provide a high level of service, because it's not enough to just create the access to provision or access to services, whether it is education, health, sanitation, but it's also very important to make sure that when the government does play a role in providing that access, the most vulnerable, disadvantaged, all citizens in fact, should actually get a high level of education, high quality healthcare, so on and so forth.
Given the huge population of India, it's admirable how extensive our public health infrastructure is, right? And that the only resource that reaches every village is actually the government health system, right? And it is very important from the very inception of Urban to actually work to complement and support the system to deliver services better than to create your own parallel network on the field, because it could never be scalable and not be cost effective, right? So we are very lucky and we're filled with gratitude that we can work with the government on such massive scale programs in terms of sending health-based solutions, right? So what is the kind of content that has to get developed? How can behavior change communication be achieved through digital methodologies? How can what kind of platforms need to be used? How to build a platform that can serve 10 million women? It's only possible because of digital health solutions and the extensive network that the government of India has.
So when I think of good governance, I think of where our policies that have been created at a top level have been implemented at a top-down level. So when I think of good governance, I think of organizations and what does good governance look like in organizations. And I think having a vision and mission is not enough. Having a theory of change is not enough. Actually being able to understand what are the needs of the people, what is the problem that we're trying to solve and what has been already done for that problem, what is the data we are seeing from the ground which is working, which is giving us signs if we are implementing pilots and being able to see, okay, this is the feedback that's coming in, that's data, there's some actual change that has happened in terms of life outcomes, that's data, using that data to be able to change what we are thinking about, what we are designing. The second big thing, which I think is the most important thing in any organization, in the government, anywhere in the world, is people. Let's look at people not just as means to end, but actually an end in themselves. If we are able to hire the right talent, hone the right talent, and actually be able to get that talent to work together, I actually think that is the biggest sort of opportunity that we have in good governance.
I think government will have to create a platform where it makes governance consultative. It's very important that organizations like ours, and for that matter in different domains also, organizations should be consulted. I'm talking about in day-to-day operations. We really create a process, a mechanism. In that organogram of governance, we need to really bring in civil society organizations and experts and make them part of the system.